Hello and welcome back to Anywhere But Here, episode 283. My name is Tom.
And my name's Anne.
And you can find us at abhpod.com, where if you scroll down the page there is an Amazon banner. If you do all your shopping, click through that banner and go to amazon.co.uk. Do all your shopping as you usually would, and we get 5% of your total basket spend. It is very close to Christmas now. You've only got 4 weeks.
You're coming close, you better get that.
Yeah, I mean, I've only just started last night. I've put a whole load of stuff through the Amazon banner recently. It should come to about a tenner, hopefully.
Wicked.
Yeah, that'll help. So as long as all the rest of you can do that as well, then that would be lovely, because it keeps us able to pay our hosting fees for the website.
And any of you who are quick at maths will know how much Tom just spent on Amazon. Also, if you've already done your Christmas shopping, if you're mega prepared, or if you've left it too late for Amazon and you're going to brave the shops once this lockdown ends, you can use our Patreon banner to... Yes, I was right. You can use our Patreon banner to support us. By the Amazon banner, there is a Patreon banner that takes you to our site where there are exclusive posts for patrons only. That's the After the Podcast. When we record them, we generally do them after every episode. There's very rare occasions we don't anymore. We do games with our friends, 5 Clicks to Christ. We do this episode without the intro. You can listen to that as well. We will do spoiler casts when we've managed to get to the cinema and see a film.
Whenever that's
going to happen again. We release that on Patreon the week we record it. We keep it in the bank for further down the line if we need to ever put out an episode where we need a week off. We'll put it out for our normal supporters, our normal listeners. But if you are a Patreon supporter, you can listen to it once we've recorded it. Also, we do YouTube videos that will go up there early for our patrons. Don't do them very much at the minute, but we will try to. And that's just $1 a month. All of that is just $1 a month.
Minimum. You can give us more. You can give us more,
but we don't ever ask for more.
No. We just insinuate that you can.
Yeah. We just tell you can. We're very passive about our requests.
You can get in contact with us on Twitter at ABH Pod and on Facebook.com/ABH Pod. Also, you can watch us on YouTube.com/ABH Podcast.
There is a little bit of video. There is a little reason to watch it this week as well.
Yes.
You can email us if you've got any long form stuff you want to send to us. I mean, everywhere does long form now, so it's really pointless, but you can still email us anyway. abhpod@gmail.com.
Indeed, it's exciting to get emails. I like it. On this episode, we have a little catch up about why it was there was no episode last week.
That's it. In that conversation, we do talk about things we've been up to, what we've been watching in TV, what we've been doing with our time.
And of course, last night we woke up to the news that Darth Vader actor Dave Prowse died this morning. So, shall we get into that a little bit?
Yeah, enjoy.
But we're actually recording today.
We're actually recording today, which isn't a proper recording day.
No, we're out of sync. But we're
switched it up.
It's going to be the recording day going forward.
Going forward, it will be. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So yes. So we've sort of shifted by a week now. So
yeah, I think this time last week I was in bed still.
Yes. Yeah. I had that thing, and I had it last night. I was like, shall I confirm with Tom?
Yeah.
And I never did, because it got later and later.
Yeah.
Just to double check he's still good for tomorrow, just to confirm that I am still good for tomorrow. And then this morning I was just like, oh no. And then you messaged me this morning going like, I'm already up. Yeah. Like, good, excellent.
I thought I'd better do that once I was actually up and getting ready, just so that you did know that I wasn't still asleep.
Yeah. Whereas, what's the time now? I mean, I think
20 past 10.
Yeah, so I think you probably were still in bed. So I think about, was it 10:30? I got a message from you saying, fuck, I've only just woken up. I totally forgot. And it's really weird because a couple of days before, on the Thursday or the Friday, I'd actually said to Liz, is it recording? Are we having dinner at your mum's this weekend? She said, yeah. I said, wow, that's come around quick. And I actually thought, wow, that's come around quick. Why does it seem so quick? It was just really weird.
Bizarre, isn't it?
And you had that feeling as well, like it's too quick. Like
I don't know what happened 2 weeks ago, but I just completely lost track of time.
Yeah, I think it's just this all consumed by this second lockdown that's not really a lockdown, but kind of is a lockdown.
Yeah, I mean, Joe has been, obviously going to work as usual. I'm sure you've been doing work as usual as well.
Liz has been working as well, but at home, but still working, so it doesn't feel any different.
Yeah,
to what we had been doing.
My life is generally every single day is exactly the same at the moment.
Yeah, which
really does throw me out.
Starting to get to you, I should imagine.
Yeah,
or still getting to you, just
in a different way. It's just the monotony now. But I got my first bit of regular freelance work.
Oh wow! So what's a regular? As in, they want you to carry
for
on?
The next 6 or 7 months. I'm writing one article a month for a magazine called Professional Engineering, which is a direct competitor to my previous employer.
Oh, is it now? Is it now?
Yeah.
Nice.
The guy asked me about a year and a half ago if I could do it, and at the time, obviously being employed by a competitor,
sort of like non-compete.
I was like,
sort of.
Believe me, I'd love to earn an extra X number of $100 a month, but
but I can't.
But so I went back to him. He was one of the first people that I contacted last month.
Yeah, and basically, remember you asked me the other.
Yeah. Do you still need someone to do that? I know it's been a while. I mean, again, it was like I thought it was 12. I thought it was a year ago. I thought it was 10 months ago that he'd asked, but it turned out to be a year and a half back.
Wow.
So I knew I was going out on a bit of a limb, but he was fine, and I did, like I said, I did. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was 1 week I actually did some work for a couple of days. Yeah. And that's why, that's why I lost those 2 days where I did something.
Did you say it was once a week or once a month?
No, once a month.
Once a month. So so that's no real pressure on the timeline.
No. And
too much.
It's not particularly brilliantly paid.
No, but that's not what you're after at the minute. No,
exactly. It's a start. It gets me out of bed. And doing things, and what I realized is that I can still do the writing, I can still organize an interview, I can still do all that, and
you can do turn it from home.
And turn in work 4 days before the deadline as well. I mean, he literally, the first one, he was like, right, the next one's got a deadline of like 2 weeks time, which I know is a bit tight.
And you're
when you've got nothing else to do, it's certainly
I suppose.
I managed to get.
I need to write. Was it 500 words?
It was. I did 800 words in the end.
So I need to write 800 words in 2 weeks. I've got 5 8-hour days to work on it. I think I'm all right.
Yeah, exactly. But so I always like to over deliver. So
and they edit down what they want.
Turned it in like 4 days before the deadline, just so that you show that willing.
And like you say, the pay's not great, but I think when you're starting out in freelance, it's not going to be great. You just have to prove that you're capable of doing it. Yeah, exactly. Just get a couple of people saying, "Yeah, this guy's great."
But equally, I suppose when it comes to the end of the 6 or 7 months, and if he decides that he wants to keep me on and do it for another however many months, maybe I can be like, "Do you mind upping it a bit?" I don't know how it works. As long as I never miss a deadline, I get everything in well on time, and it's good. Then I think I'm well within my rights to do that.
And being freelance, you can ask for a raise as much as you want.
Yeah.
And if they say no, you go, "Sorry, mate, I've got more work elsewhere."
Hopefully.
I imagine in 6 to 7 months you will have.
Yeah.
It's good. So their direct competitor, are they a bit more modern in terms of?
It's weird because it's completely subscription based. It's through the Institution of Mechanical Engineers.
Yeah.
So it's going out to a much more, probably just as focused audience. I don't know what their circulation is,
Yeah, because the thing is, because you're freelance, you don't get that information.
No, exactly.
Like you would if you're working. Because I was thinking, like, I mean, in terms of sort of how they deliver content, like newsletters, like podcasts, YouTube video, like, where you went into your old job, like, hey, podcasts, I do a podcast, we could do a podcast, and they're like, great, and then they went, nah, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to say, these people are a bit more receptive to that sort of thing, but you're freelance. You don't get a say in that side of things.
However, what I have found is there are a lot of people out there looking to do this next year. I think the proliferation of podcasts, the fact that everyone and his wife now has a podcast, and companies are getting in on it. I started up a Fiverr profile the other day. I mean, I've had nothing through Fiverr yet. It's only been a couple of weeks, but I stuck the video up on LinkedIn. And it's been shared around a few times, and I've had a couple of messages from people saying that they'd be interested in doing something with me in the next, in 2021. Nice. They're looking to, because I think a lot of it, obviously, in the business world, you're looking at April being the start date for anything new. Yeah. So, that's
start talking to people sort of first quarter. To get ready so you can put the budget proposal forward and
exactly. So I mean,
like, even my company, they're an IT company, they have an internal podcast. Like on our employees sort of hub, they call it, on the employees page, they have a podcast where it's like managers and directors and stuff talking about what's coming, what's happening, but it's presented as a podcast.
Yeah.
Which, even if it's only an internal thing, it's not for circulation. Yeah.
It's like that seems to be how a lot of companies are doing their kind of in-house emails and stuff. Rather than emails, they're doing a thing that people can listen to.
Yeah, even our company director once a month does a live stream webinar where he sort of gives updates, and heads of different departments sort of have a bit of a say in what they're doing in their department. Yeah, I mean, it's good, but that sort of stuff was good when I was training, because I was like, what can I do for the next 2 hours before my next training? Okay, I'll jump on this webinar. Now it's kind of like, nah, fuck that, I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, and that's that's where it will fall down, if anywhere, is that, and that's exactly what happened with the company that I was at. I came in with this idea, and people were interested, but there wasn't an obvious way to monetize it, and also the responsibilities of the day-to-day job just got in the way, essentially. Yeah. Whereas if I'm a freelancer and I'm offering this service to do, so they don't have to, you
can block out.
Exactly. They can leave it up to me to do.
You choose what to work on and when to work on. No, it's good. It's there's some movement going, which I imagine is a massive relief.
Yeah.
Like that first bit of work is probably just like, okay, I can do this. And then putting that video up and getting some interest, you're like, oh, cool. So people are interested, maybe. Get some out of it. Yeah.
It's all kind of it's all positive. It's moving at a slower pace than I would like it, but then I think that's just, I've got to dial down my expectations,
Also, I imagine quite terrifying, nerve-wracking as well.
Yeah, because I have no idea. I know that I'm going to get, another article at the beginning of February to do.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of ex-colleagues who are offering me the odd article for the beginning of next year as well, but I know that may well just be one-offs.
But I think that sort of thing happens anyway, doesn't it? Are you a limited company now?
No.
Still not yet.
No. And the reason for that is that actually the benefits of that seem to be only after you're earning something like 30 grand a year.
Oh, okay.
But you get a lot of the same benefits of being a sole trader.
Yeah.
As a limited company, the only reason that you would the best advantage of being a limited company is that your house isn't at risk if the company fails. But bearing in mind, I'm not a company that's spending money.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be in the red. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a liability thing, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no staff costs. I don't pay myself a wage. I'll just be on whatever it is that I earn,
Yeah, it's just technology, spending technology and stuff like that. You're not going to owe people money.
No.
As such. I suppose the only thing is if you miss a deadline and there's like a fine attached to missing a deadline.
Yeah, which, I've never encountered that in the area that I'm in. But
No.
it could, that could be an
Yeah,
issue.
yeah.
But then, So.
You cross that bridge when you come to it. If that happens, you go, oh, fuck. I'll pay this fine and now I'll make myself a limited company.
Yeah, precisely. I don't need it yet. So
it's all interesting
there's still a lot to be done this week. I've got to kind of actually properly set myself up and learn how to send off invoices.
Good point. Quick books.
Things that I just
Quick books.
No, I keep seeing Sanjeev Bhaskar on the TV talking about it. So
maybe give that a look. You get it on your phone and stuff as well, and you can
Yeah.
Although then again, that would probably be where your first amount of spending comes in. I don't know what their limits for their free account are.
No, I don't know.
But that'll probably be some spending. But, oh well, like £10 a month, just like everything else seems to be.
Yeah. So
yeah. No, it's good stuff though. It's very promising. I see the next episode of Band Biographies went out this morning, did it not?
Yeah, that was another rush job because again, I ran out of I was like, because I tried to get those out on the last Friday of the month.
Yeah.
And then it got to Thursday and I was like, oh, hold on, it's this week.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
So I quickly rushed out what my normal review and preview thing on the Thursday and then went hell for leather into actually, because I'd done all the recording. I just needed to put all the soundtrack in.
Yeah.
Which took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. But
it's out before the end of the month. So it counts.
Yeah. It's adding to my download tally. So
yeah, no, I'm pretty sure at the beginning of it all you said, I'm not going to commit to doing one a month, but that's what I want to do.
Yeah, exactly. And then you kind of get it stuck in your mind that is what you should be doing.
Yeah. It's good. It works.
Yeah, exactly. Christ knows what I'm going to do next, but we'll see.
Yeah.
It'll come to me in the next week, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What about yourself? What have you been up to the last 3 weeks? I mean, we're locked down, so we shouldn't be doing anything at all. So.
Decorating, exercising, working. Nothing mega exciting. We with my colleagues. There's a couple of the guys. Well, say the guys. One's a girl. There's a couple of my colleagues. Really struggling working from home, like with being locked down, their mental health thing. We're not allowed in the office, and it doesn't look like we're getting back anytime soon.
No.
So we set up like a weekly games night where we just get online, chatting on Discord, playing games, just talking, just to keep everyone's heads there. Yeah. Playing some just having a laugh. Do you remember the game Slither.io?
Yes.
Yeah, it seems to be a thing now that there's 3 of us. Everyone else is kind of responsible and fucks off at about midnight. And there's 3 of us that go, let's have a game of Slither.io and just sit there till 2 o'clock in the morning, just wiggling a snake around the screen, collecting little noms, as we're calling them. Just chatting, listening to music, just real chilled out sort of thing. And one of the guys now, he's streaming it on Twitch. But it's just good fun. Like, if there's only 3 or 4 of us, we tend to play Phasmophobia. I don't know if you've seen that bouncing around. It's like a co-op game up to 4 people, and it's like ghost hunting.
Right.
It's fun. It's scary. Like just walking around a house, and you've got your mics on, and you actually call out to the ghost. Like you call out to it, and it increases the activity levels and stuff. But you've got a sanity bar, so if your sanity drops too low, then it increases the frequency of the hauntings, as they call them. Like the ghost comes out and hunts you. It can be really creepy because you'll just walk into a room and you hear a door slam, and it'll be like in your ear, and like one of your ears, right or left, and it's terrifying, but it's good fun, and it's got proximity chat as well. You either talk through the radios or it's proximity chat. So if you're far away from each other, the voices are really quiet. If you're close, you can hear them. So, yeah. And if the ghost starts to hunt, you're supposed to hide and just stay quiet, and you can't do radio chat. You just stay quiet, and you can hear it walking around the room in the pitch black. It's
Sounds
fun.
exactly like the kind of game that you need to clear your mental health and play really late at night.
It's great. It's good fun. Like, just have a laugh. Like, the movement is just completely wanky. Like, the characters, if you look up, the whole body just bends backwards. Look down, the whole body bends forwards. It's ridiculous, but it's good. It's good. Like, but we're playing small maps at the minute, so just like in a house. But there are maps. We played one. It was a medium-sized map, and it was a school, but it was huge.
Right.
Like, that was scary. That was really scary, that one, because you have to separate to cover the whole building.
I get you.
But no, it's good fun. Like, just playing shitty, fucking cheap, like less than 10 quid Steam games co-op. Other than that, yeah, literally just studying as well.
Well, I think people need that though, don't they? I mean, it's like when we were having our regular.
Yeah, we need to get one of those things. Again.
We do, yeah. Because I don't know, like I'm feeling it more this time, and we're not doing as many of them. And I think maybe that it was helping a lot more
than we realised.
Maybe, and also Definitely. Maybe that's down to the fact that I no longer have a revenue stream anymore. Maybe that's what
you got that in the back of your mind as well. But yeah, I think that's what it, especially like just explaining last week, because I did record twice. I recorded something to put out to explain what was going on, but it was just crackly and it was shit. I don't know what happened, so I ended up just putting out a quick post on Patreon. But it was just like you woke up late and were just, I suppose the waking up late as well sort of just went, oh, for fuck's sake. I was sort of bouncing around like, what the fuck am I going to talk about? Oh, it's all right, Tom will probably have something. Like, and it was just, we were both just feeling, I don't know, just
not
down.
ready.
Like, we
and
weren't
not
feeling it. Like, it was just,
not
it
up
didn't
for
feel
it.
right at all. Last
it
week,
would have been it would have been a mistake to have gone on at like 11 o'clock, which is, a good hour after we normally do. And then to kind of force something when, I just literally hadn't given it any thought whatsoever. It would have been a bad idea.
And I think the danger in doing that as well is we'd put it out, and then although in our minds we know it wouldn't have been a great episode because we weren't feeling it, it would have put in the back of your mind like, oh, fuck's sake, can we? It's like we're putting out shit. Do we really want to do this anymore? Like, it'd really tarnish how we feel about the episodes, how we feel about the podcast in general. There is that danger, but thankfully, we've got a great bunch out there that listen, that go, fuck it, just take a week off. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, we're not telling them anything important. Like, we're not fucking current affairs.
No. However, something did happen last night that does affect all the kinds of things that we talk about, and it's the death of Dave Prowse.
I was going to mention that. I saw that on my phone this morning.
Yeah.
Popped up. Darth Vader himself. Well.
Indeed. Well, the body of.
Well.
The guy in the suit.
Only when he's got his helmet on.
Except, like,
for fuck's sake.
Shame.
The green, one third of Darth Vader in the first 3 films.
The Green Cross Code Man.
Well, I say 1/3 actually. He was Darth Vader in
4, 5,
Darth Vader
6.
in 4 and 5. He was the physical embodiment, but in 6, there was a different person when they took the helmet off, wasn't there?
That's right. Yeah.
So he's only a third of Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi. He's half of Darth Vader in New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, if I'm remembering rightly.
Yeah, he's also not the Force Ghost at the end either.
Not the original Force Ghost and not the remade Force Ghost.
Neither of the Force Ghosts.
Yeah, neither.
I don't even know if the guy who was the original Force Ghost was the same as the guy who was in the helmet. I don't know that because obviously the guy was a lot older and kind of made up and crusty.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the same actor or not. I've never looked.
How many actors have played Darth Vader? I don't know.
And then I heard that there was like another person, like the breathing was something else, like whether it's an actual person or whether it's just an effect. I'm not sure.
That would make sense actually. Yeah, doing Foley work just for the breathing. Yeah, that's a good point. But interestingly enough, I didn't know until I read the article this morning that when Dave Prowse went to audition, he was auditioning for Darth Vader and Chewbacca.
Yeah, he was going to do both, and he chose just Darth Vader because
nobody everyone remembers the villains.
Yeah.
No one knows who Chewbacca is.
Yeah. But as well as that, like he started off as the Green Cross Code Man over here in the UK,
which is teaching children about road safety.
Yeah, he's dressed up as in a kind of green and white superhero suit and telling kids to stop, look, and listen when they're crossing the street. That kind of thing. And
that's the job he's actually most proud of, isn't it?
Yeah, apparently so.
That's what he said is the job he's most proud of is teaching children road safety, which you definitely it's a good thing, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not how he paid for everything though.
Probably not. No, but because George Lucas found him or first saw him on Clockwork Orange.
Yeah,
which I forget that he's in actually.
I've never seen it, so I didn't know until a couple of weeks ago. Actually, I read something about him a couple of weeks ago. Was there a documentary or something online? I can't remember what it was now. But I read something about him the other week, which is weird. I read about him the other week and he died like yesterday. Excuse me. Oh, God. Yeah. And I saw that he was in Clockwork Orange. I was like, oh, he's actually an actor.
Yeah, he wasn't just a bodybuilder. I mean, you look at pictures of him from when he was a bodybuilder and he's stacked.
Oh, huge. Yeah.
But yeah, he started off road safety just because of his physique and then playing heavies like in the Clockwork Orange and a Minotaur in Doctor Who. Yes. I don't know whether have you seen the pictures of that?
No, I haven't seen the picture of it, but it was a John Pertwee one, wasn't it? So it's an early episode.
Right.
I haven't seen it, but I imagine it's. Can we share screen?
I'm just about to now.
Just making sure that you're allowed to. All participants.
Apparently, it's disabled.
Yeah, I've just allowed it.
Okay.
So you should be able to do it now. No, I've not seen him as the Minotaur, but here we go. Hey, a reason to watch our YouTube video.
A reason to watch the video. So yeah, it's just Can you not? Oh, I think it's about to start now.
There we go. Yeah. Oh my God, fucking fantastic!
Yeah,
look at that.
I mean, to be fair though, for a Doctor Who monster, it's not a bad. It's not the worst.
No,
of the early Doctor Who monster type.
You can see how stacked he is in there. Oh, he was in Hitchhiker's Guide as well, wasn't he?
Yes, yeah. I don't know what he played in Hitchhikers, but yeah. I mean,
but do you remember Bill Bailey did a fantastic joke about the reason? Oh, that's him in A Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in James Bond as well. If I remember
in rightly. The Casino Royale, the kind of
version.
The spoof version, as Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah,
and he also played that again in a couple of Hammer Horrors as well.
Yeah. There's but I remember the whole fact that we were saying he was the body of Darth Vader, but not the voice. Obviously, James Earl Jones, like iconic voice for Darth Vader, but Bill Bailey does a fantastic joke as to why David Prowse wouldn't have been Darth Vader's voice, because he's from Somerset.
Yep.
So he's got that West Country voice. What is it? It's like, you're a traitor to the Rebel Alliance.
Well, have you ever heard the kind of pre-dubbing recordings of him? I mean, it sounds exactly like how Bill Bailey said it. It's like, it's so West Country, it's unreal.
And the weird thing is as well, so where was it he ended up living? It wasn't Croydon, was it?
Yeah, that's right.
Was it Croydon? Yeah.
Yeah,
but interestingly, his brother, Bob Prowse, set up in Maidstone, didn't he?
Yes.
And he had a bodybuilding gym in Maidstone.
Yeah.
He died a couple of years ago, I think, his brother. Because Liz was like, didn't he die a couple of years? And I was like, no, that was Bob. But yeah, his brother had a bodybuilding gym in Maidstone. which is quite well known around Bob Prowse gym.
Yeah, it's where a lot of the kind of local. I think it had a really good reputation as a kind of bodybuilding.
Yeah, it generally
weightlifting.
was. It wasn't a general fitness. Like, you wouldn't go there to lose weight. Like, that was a place you would go. It's very specific to bodybuilding. We've got one near ours called Ironworks. Which is massive. Like, they've just built brought a huge building. But I think that's more where serious people go. You know, we've got one of our mutual acquaintances, one of our friends, his brother is an amateur wrestler.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He that guy is a manager up at Ironworks.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, which I found, I don't know why. I think I was looking at their Facebook page when they brought this building. But yeah, so why are we talking about fucking bodybuilding gyms?
Well, because Dave Prowse died, and Dave Prowse was a bodybuilder, and it's a local connection to us, isn't it?
Fucking weird.
The 6 degrees of separation, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know, but anyway.
But yeah, I guess like one of the things that I was thinking is like top Darth Vader moments.
I mean, the end of Rogue One. Like,
yeah, I was going to say
like,
that's the obvious,
I think that's it. Like,
the obvious one, but it wasn't Dave Prowse.
It wasn't, but fuck, is that a great Darth Vader moment?
Yeah.
Greatest Darth Vader moments with Dave Prowse. I mean, most iconic is the "I am your father" scene, but like Darth Vader doesn't really do anything.
No.
Except going, "No, I am your father," and then Mark Hamill just hams it up.
Especially as that wasn't the line that was recorded, was it?
No.
In the actual thing, I was thinking about that this morning.
Yeah.
The line that was actually said on set by Dave Prowse, I assume, was that Obi-Wan was your father, wasn't it? That was what he was reacting to, and quite why.
Was it Obi-Wan was your father, or Obi-Wan killed your father? I can't remember.
Was it? Yeah, maybe it was it. Yes.
I remember, because the thing is, I remember is, like, when you look at the behind the scenes stuff from people who were there at the time, I think it was only Mark Hamill and George Lucas were the only two that knew what the real line was. So Mark Hamill was reacting to the real line, and like I say, hamming it up, like properly screaming. And then, but everyone on set was just kind of, that's a bit much for what you just said. Like, it was that sort of thing. Like, really? Like,
I mean, everything you hear about the making of those original films, it just sounded like no one had a clue what was going on. They all had no faith in it. Like,
I mean, when you watch it, like with the original soundtrack from when they recorded it, and you got the blaster noises, people just go pew pew pew, crash bang, and just like, wow. But it's amazing that they turned out the way they did.
Yeah.
And
have endured for so long. Yeah.
And they're good films. They're great fantasy films. Like,
yeah, they are
great sci-fi fantasy. You can't really knock them. We're having discussions about it. Obviously, where I work now, I think there's only one person older than me on our team. The rest of them are sort of like early to mid-20s, and we're talking about Star Wars, and like a lot of them are, well, I've seen one of them. Which one? And I'm like, which one did you see? They're like, I don't know. There's one with a girl in it, and I'm like, fucking what? And you're just like, oh, and they got that ship, the Millennium. I'm like, fucking, that doesn't narrow it down. Like, and it's just, maybe they're not as enduring as we think they are.
It's possible, yeah. Maybe for the last, since the 2000s, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe all the bad press that the prequels got turned people off. Yeah, maybe because their parents would probably be the ones who loved the originals, but really shit on the prequels, and therefore they're not a thing. People in the 20s.
Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it? Like, because it's huge. When like these last three came out, like it was huge, but maybe it was just because of like people in our generation, maybe a little bit younger, and the older generation. They're the ones that went. So like, I'm into Star Wars. My dad watched the original Star Wars films.
Yeah.
So we went to see the prequels and the sequels together. So that's why I love it. I know about it, but then Chloe's not as into it because that's like a third generation of. So I think possibly that's what's happening.
Yeah,
is
perhaps.
like my dad's generation and my generation are the ones that are going to watch it. That's what makes it massive. It's not the younger people going to watch it. So the younger people just, I don't know, I watch one or two of them. You're like, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
perhaps. Maybe that's it. Who knows?
But it's got to a point now where I used to get offended when people said they don't like Star Wars. Now people are like, oh, it's all right. I'm like, yeah, fair comment. Yeah. I love it, but yeah, fair comment. It's all right.
Yeah, it is weird though, isn't it? Because it was such a massive part of our childhoods back in the early 90s, late 80s.
Yeah, it's
like, I mean, I've been watching them, you know, like I think we've said previously, like my first memories of Star Wars was on VHSs that had been taped off the TV from Christmas, and so as well as the film, it's all the Christmas ads in the ad breaks that are burnt in my head, and they're all the same thing. It's all that kind of nostalgia. They've always been a massive part of my childhood growing up.
My first viewings of it was pirated videos that my parents brought from the market. There used to be a guy with a table full of videos, like pirated videos, that he was just selling these things at the Maidstone market. Like, what? Like nowadays, you're just like, what? You go, wait a minute, all the Disney ones, all Disney films, all the Star Wars, they were all pirated.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah. And then my nan and granddad had the actual copies that we used to watch there all the time, which why she became known as Nanny Star Wars. So massive part of my childhood. But yeah, Dave Prowse, man, like 85 as well.
Yeah, it's not a bad innings, especially for someone who was, who was into bodybuilding. Because
I mean, and the fact he was 6'7" as well, and I don't know if I'm pretty sure that sort of height thing. Because I know, like with why is his name escaping me now?
Peter Mayhew.
That's the dude. Like he had gigantism, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I know that contributed to his poor health. I'm not sure if David Prowse being 6'7".
Actually, to be fair, because we've had Sean Connery pass away earlier in the month as well, didn't we? And he was a bodybuilder and a model before being an actor. And he lived to 90 odd. And I suppose Schwarzenegger must be coming up to his 70s somewhere, mustn't he?
I think he's in his 70s, isn't he?
Yeah.
Giant bottle. My wife.
And Lou Ferrigno as well. He's still kicking about, isn't he?
Yeah, true.
You know, so maybe I'm kind of
no, but I thought 85 really good for someone like body, and like actually, well, it's good health, really. Bodybuilding, isn't it? Fit and
I guess so.
Oh my God, I don't know what. Arnold Schwarzenegger is 73.
Oh, there you go.
Jesus. And he's still kicking about, like acting.
Well, exactly. He's still working.
Speaking of which, I think me and Liz watched Terminator Dark Fate.
Oh yeah, the newest one with Ghost Rider in it as the Terminator.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that is.
Oh, okay. I don't know that.
Yeah, the guy who plays the Terminator is the guy who plays Ghost Rider.
Oh, okay. Have you watched it?
Yeah. I went to the cinema to see it.
It's good, isn't it?
It is good, yeah. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I really liked it.
Don't really understand why the Terminator needed an internal skeleton if he was made of nano material that could shapeshift into anything it wanted. But sure,
Yeah, and
that was a bit that I just didn't understand. I was like, why does he have a skeleton if he's a liquid Terminator? Why couldn't he just like subdivide into another liquid Terminator?
Because if that was the case, I was going to say, but then they'd be shorter ones, wouldn't they? Maybe half the height if he's subdivided. Having a skeleton gives the liquid something to stick to, and then you can have two full-size hymns. But it was
cool. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good fun.
Yeah, it felt like a decent Terminator film, really good. And I like the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator having a family and stuff.
Yeah,
it was quite sweet, wasn't
it?
He's
like a drapery guy, isn't he? Like sells curtains or something.
But the weird thing is as well that he's not the Terminator that was friends with John Connor.
No,
which is weird.
Yeah, he was the Terminator that killed John Connor.
Yeah, in that
Wasn't
timeline.
he?
Oh, was it in that
Yeah.
timeline?
I think, isn't he? No, it's been a couple of years since I've seen
Yeah.
it. So there's a bit at the very beginning of that film, spoilers, where after Terminator 2, you've got John and
John and his mum go on holiday. Sarah, they go on a
that's
holiday,
right.
don't they?
And then a Terminator comes out of nowhere and kills John.
Yeah.
Like just blows him away right at the start of the film. And I
Yes.
don't know whether it's that Terminator.
I think it's that Terminator, yeah.
Yeah, because he's accomplished his task and he's stuck in the past.
Yes. Yeah, he's stuck there, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just after, like, John Connor and Sarah, like, yay, we saved the world, this Terminator comes out and fuck him. Kills him.
It's pretty bleak when if you were to watch Terminator 2 and then directly into that one, which is the way that it's supposed to be watched, then you've got the entire thing that's gone through Terminator and Terminator 2. I suppose it's a bit like Alien 3, where like, you know, you spent all of Aliens you know, rooting for Ripley to save Newt, and then but then you don't even see Newt get killed.
Yeah.
At the beginning of Alien 3, she's just dead.
Yeah, that's the thing. This one is like, so Terminator Dark Fate is a sequel to Terminator 2 Judgment Day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like that's how it's supposed to. All the other ones are sort of spin-offs.
Yeah, because
sort of,
timey-wimey. Because you can do whatever you want. You can start and finish wherever you want. You know,
Dark Fate is James Cameron as well, isn't it?
He's got something to do with it. I think he was producer. I don't know. Did he direct?
But I think he was. I think he was actually directly involved with it, not like executive producer because it's his fucking IP. I think he was actually directly involved, which is why it's probably quite good. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. It's good fun. There was just some cool moments in it. Yeah.
I especially like the kind of the final fight scene at the end in the power station in the dam in the power station.
Yeah. Fucking hell, where are we? Top bill cast. We don't want that. We want all cast and crew. Oh, Tim Miller directed it actually.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Deadpool. The
makes sense.
Of the first Deadpool film.
Directed by writing credits. I'm sure he had James Cameron. Story by, based on characters by. He's a producer, but
I think he gave it his blessing. He said that this was he gave it his official kind of thumbs up.
He looked over it and went, "Yes, actually, this is good."
Which I don't think he's done since
Judgment Day.
Yeah, I don't know how thrilled he was about 3, but certainly
3 wasn't terrible either.
The others he's distanced himself from. It's the only one that I don't really remember. I think I watched it when it came out on video at the time.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it ever since then.
It's not terrible. I actually quite enjoyed that. I quite enjoy all of them for what they are.
Yeah. It's like me with Aliens.
They don't hold up a banner to Judgment Day at all, or even the first one.
No.
I mean, but they're fun.
It's quite a similar franchise to Aliens in that respect. In that the second one is generally the kind of better and more action-packed one.
Yeah.
The first one's great, but quite low tech.
Yes.
The second one improves on it and is more kind of all singing, all dancing. And then, you know, then they get progressively. The third one is kind of more universally shit on. And then the fourth one, people like to forget about, even though I quite like them all.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Terminator had Gen Y Sis as well.
Gen Y Sis, yes.
With Emilia Clarke.
Genesis,
as Sarah. Is it Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor?
Yeah.
Or was she, like a young...
Yeah, she's a young Sarah.
I think. Or a descendant of... I can't remember now. That one was one that was a little bit... That was... I enjoyed watching it, but it was a stretch.
It was odd. They were kind of like, social media. Like, it kind of was the enemy sort of thing, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
And you had him from... What was he from? Guy playing John Connor in that one. I can't remember who he is now. I can see his face. I can't remember what else I know him from. But yeah, he was playing John Connor in it.
I know the guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can't think either.
Sort of John Connor-ish. John Connor.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're like Oh, not going to give spoilers for this one. But
was it Matt Smith? Matt Smith.
No, Matt Smith was the Terminator.
He was the Terminator, wasn't he?
Or one of.
Mm.
Yeah, he was
the guy we're thinking about was in Gangster Squad, and
but yeah,
he's just one of those guys. He's got
android, isn't it? He's part,
that's right.
Part human, part
Terminator.
Gen Y cis. Jenny's. Oh no, it's Jenny's cis. SYS, not Y cis.
Yeah.
That's the other one. Jason Clarke plays John
that's
Connor.
who I'm thinking of. Yep, Jason
He's
Clarke.
from Zero Dark 30.
Yeah, he's been in loads of stuff, and I can never remember what any of his film roles have been, but he's just got a face that's quite recognisable.
71 credits.
Yeah.
Jesus. I'm trying to think what I know him from. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes he was in.
Oof.
Great Gatsby.
Actually, yeah.
I don't know what I know him from. Wall Street Money Never Sleeps. Tune into ABH Pod where we scroll through IMDb. Trying to remember that guy from that one thing. Farscape. Fuck's sake. Anyway, yeah, he's been in a lot.
He was in Farscape as well, was he? Awesome.
He's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, I've seen him in loads, but I can never remember what he's been in. I just remember his face, but I can't even remember his name.
we were doing that this morning. There was an actor from a program that Liz was watching this morning, Netflix series with...
I still haven't watched Ajin.
Oh, that's all right. I've not finished it either. She was watching Tales from the City, Tales of the City, it's called, which has... Ellen Page in it.
Okay.
And we're looking at it and I'm like, oh, there's lots of Tales of the City because it was originally a series in like 1994. And then there's been more Tales of the City, further Tales of the City. Now Netflix has picked up like the 4th series and called it Tales of the City. It's really interesting. It's got Laura Linney in it. But there was a guy in episode 2 and me and Liz were like, we know him. I know him from somewhere. Where the fuck do I know him from? What's the actor's name? You might be able to tell me what I might have seen him in. Victor Garber.
Victor Garber was in Titanic.
Yeah, I think that's where we know him from.
As the designer of the ship.
Yes. Thomas Andrews. Yeah. And Legally Blonde as well, I think I know him from.
Right, yeah.
He was in that. But yeah, we were looking at it. It's like, oh, it's that guy from that thing. We know him. He's really quite famous, but...
you used to watch Alias, right?
I didn't, no. But I know he was in that as well, yeah. But yeah, I think I know him from Legally Blonde. Liz recognised him from Titanic, which is weird because I think she loves Legally Blonde. But he was the nice lawyer that stuck up for her.
Right, okay. I think I've seen that once.
It's a good film. It's a good, silly film. Back from that. Yeah. But Arjun, yeah, I need to get back on and carry on watching that again.
Yeah, I can't believe I keep forgetting about it again. Though.
So good.
Yeah.
And it just gets better and better as well. I think I'm like 5 or 6 episodes in.
Yeah.
There's 2 series as well. But.
I need to get on that. I've again, I think it just comes into the fact that somewhere last month I lost a week.
Yeah, it has been odd, and it's going to continue to be odd. Because it was announced. I mean, they haven't voted it through Commons yet, but it was.
Yeah, but it will get
plans.
It will get through Commons.
There's a lot of people opposed to the tier system now, though. A lot of people, MPs as well.
Hey, I'm in the 4th highest area in the country for cases.
Well done, mate.
4th. We're on the rise as well, so we may well be 3rd come the end of the week.
The thing is, so Kent is being put into Kent, who was tier 1 because there was like virtually no cases before this lockdown.
Yeah,
they were on the rise gradually, which is when the lockdown happened. We're now coming out of this lockdown into the top tier.
Yep.
Because there's us and the north, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's bizarre,
we're the only region in the south that are in tier 3. A majority of the country is going into tier 2, which you go, this lockdown has been nearly 4 weeks.
And things got worse.
Most of the country still in tier 2 because nobody's listening because this lockdown.
Well, because it wasn't a lockdown. Yeah, exactly. We said it before.
Tier 3, the most strict tier, the highest tier. yeah, go to the gym,
Yeah.
go swimming, meet your mates outside. Can't go see your family. Don't go see your family.
Yeah.
Don't go sit in their house where you're going to be dry and not exerting any sort of effort. But go to a gym where you're going to be sweating buckets.
Yeah.
You know, just, you know, because we've got to be safe around this virus that's transmitted through bodily fluids.
Mate, it's like the Christmas advice as well, isn't it? Like you're only allowed 2 other households to mix with. But if you're inside, you've got to keep the windows open and you're not allowed to share utensils or play board games.
We're not allowed to play board games.
No, because you're passing around counters and dice and things like that.
But go to a gym.
Yeah, but go to a gym.
Where you're sharing equipment and sweating on a bench. Go for it. They're disinfecting it, though. Most people will be.
Yeah.
And not everyone.
Not everyone.
But the thing with this Christmas lockdown that really... Do you know what really grinds my gears? So on because it starts on the 23rd or the 22nd, the special Christmas rules. I think 22nd.
22nd through to the 27th, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's 5 days, isn't it, over Christmas? So on the 21st, if we were in tier 1, we're not, so it doesn't really fucking affect us. But anyone who's in tier 1 on the 21st can have up to 6 people in the house at any one time from any number of houses. You know, you could have 6 separate people from 6 separate houses in your house. And the next day, you could have a different number of people, a different 5 people from different houses in your house. Over Christmas, you're only allowed people from 2 households or 3 households to meet, yourself and 2 other households, up to 6. So if we were in tier 1, so my family consists of, so we got us 3, Liz's mum, that's another house, that's 2 houses. My mum and her partner, that's 3 houses. My dad is 4. My sister is a separate house. My brother is a separate house with his family. We can't have my brother around because there's 3 of us and 4 of them. Yeah. So they can't come round anyway because that's more than 6 people. But in theory, on Christmas Day, we could have had Liz's mum for lunch and then my mum and her partner in the evening. The next day, we could have had my dad and my sister around. Under these Christmas rules, we can't do that. No. There's too many houses.
Isn't it that for the 5 days you're only allowed 2 households for the whole 5 days as well?
It's 3 total, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm saying, so it's not at any one time. So you form your bubble of 3 houses and that's it for those 5 days. Whereas under tier 1 rules, you could mix the households, but only 6 at a time.
Yeah.
So where I would have been able to see my whole family, now I've got to choose.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
Under tier 1. I find my mum... Under tier 3, I can't see them all.
No, exactly.
We can see Liz's mum because she is part of our support bubble because she is a single person household. Yeah, so we can still see her mum. But actually at Christmas, I think we're seeing my mum and her partner in the evening and we're just not going to see my dad. Like my dad, I think, is going to see my sister and my brother.
Yeah.
So it's
shit, innit?
Yeah. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not on. I mean, like you, I've got extended and fractured families as well.
Yeah.
So, like, usually on a Christmas Eve, I would go from here to my aunt and uncle's and spend time with them and my cousins and also other extended various members of my dad's family.
Yeah.
Then Christmas Day would be spent here with Joe's family. Zach and Terry, and then her mum and dad and sister and brother-in-law and their 2 kids. And then Boxing Day is my family.
Yeah.
Where it's me and possibly Joe and my brother from another household and my stepbrother and his wife and my stepsister and her husband and their 2 kids. Yeah. And my mum and dad and my nan.
Yeah.
And my step-nan. Normally that one day there's 7 households in one.
Not this year.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks.
I phoned my mum on the day that it was announced and I was like, right, you're going to have to... pick your
favourite child.
The both of you and Nigel have got to choose a child each.
Yeah. And it's shit because...
I've said, my stepsister has got kids. Christmas is about kids. I would rather they had my place.
Yes.
It's only 1 year.
This is it. I think this is why me and Liz picked because we didn't want to put that on my parents.
No, absolutely not.
But at the same time, I don't want my dad to think that we picked my mum. It's not that sort of thing. But without going too much, we're not going too much into it. But there's, how do I say this without it sounding shitty? There does come a point where it's quite obvious that certain children have a better relationship with certain parents, to put it that way. So it's kind of like, okay, well, what we'll do then is we'll make the choice. My dad goes and sees my brother and stuff like that, and we'll see my mum, and my sister can see both of them, ironically enough. So she can spend the day with my dad, and then she can spend the day with my mum. So it's sort of like, I want to make that choice so they don't have to do that, because being humans as we are, if like a parent had said, right, we're going to go and see them, so we can't see you, that seems worse than a child going, okay, I'll see you, but you go and see them. Do you know what I mean? It seems worse as a child for the parent to choose. Yeah,
I think so. But I think also that it's for families that are less good at communicating that it's going to cause some real divisions.
Yes.
And then you're also going to get I think the majority of families that are going to completely ignore.
Which really, because that's what I was going to say that, but we didn't want to get there. But that is the frustrating thing, is that we are making this choice. We are going to restrict who we see.
Yeah.
But I know those fuckers over there are going to have a fucking house full.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just going to completely flout the rules. But they're going to get away with it as well.
Yeah, because the head of Kent Police was on the news the other night saying that they're not necessarily going to be, patrolling the streets looking for
Turn
people.
a little bit of a blind eye.
Yeah, and you're like, no, that's not the point. Like,
he's given permission.
I don't want to live in a police state. I don't want the police to.
He's given permission.
But yeah, he's basically gone on the local news and given permission to all Kent families, bearing in mind that we're one of the very few places in the entire country that's on tier 3.
Yes.
And therefore everyone should be abiding by the rules for the betterment of everyone.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a really good tweet. I think it was from an American about Thanksgiving. And it was like an adult child texting his mum or his nan or something about the cranberry sauce for their meal or something. And it was basically, so the mum saying, the mum saying, I'm going to stay at home, blah, blah, blah. And then the son goes, oh, what about your family? What about your famous cranberry sauce? And she says, oh, yeah, good point. I can leave you that recipe in my will. Like, sort of saying, like, what, you want me to die? Fine. Or, I'll give you the recipe and you can serve it at my funeral. Or something like that. Just kind of, wow. She fucking went at him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not coming because I could die. But that's okay, because you've got my cranberry sauce recipe.
Cranberry sauce.
And to be fair, cranberry sauce isn't fucking hard to make.
No.
Cranberries and sugar. Essentially. But yeah, so you get some people that are being a bit more relaxed about the rules, and you get some people that are being really strict about the rules. And the people that are strict, it's just so annoying. Like, you don't want to get high and mighty, go, look, I'm doing stuff for the betterment. Like, I'm trying to save everyone. You're fucking. You don't want to get high and mighty like that, but it's fucking true.
Yeah.
It's so true. Like,
I mean, the other thing
for who may or may not be a member of my family was really strict with the lockdown rules. The first lockdown. No, we're not going outside. We're going to keep the kids safe. We're buying them face masks. We're going to, but like, been really, really good. But this time there's a new person in their life who doesn't live with them. And like, this person's staying at my house for 3 days a week. And it's kind of, that's not following the rules. that's not, do you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, but it does show how people's mindset has changed.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I think the difference between last time and this time has been stark.
Yeah.
And also I think that the general feeling that I've got off everyone on social media and off the news and things is they're just fed up with it, and rightly so.
I'm pissed off.
It doesn't. Yeah, I'm done with it right now.
I'm so really bored of it. But at the same time, I'm not rushing to go climbing this time round. Like I'm not, because our numbers, like you said, are going up. Yeah. And in Kent, everyone's blaming Swale, and it's like, but Swale's numbers are coming down.
Yeah.
Our numbers are going up.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And it's and the other thing, of course, as well, is that Joe is a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they closed the school on Friday, and they're closing it for this week as well because of the numbers of cases that have gone up in the last few weeks. And that's another thing that's affecting me as well at the moment, is that like this is getting close to home now.
Yeah. And
it is the reason that I'm not seeing anyone at the moment, because I don't know if Joe has it. Joe doesn't know if she has it.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, she could be asymptomatic. She could
precisely
have it. She could be carrying it, not actually showing signs of it. Yeah. Chloe is self-isolating because somebody that sits in front of her or a couple of chairs down got diagnosed at school. So Chloe's self-isolating now. And we popped around. We were out and about yesterday. So, because my mum works at the hospital, she's a COVID tester at the hospital. Bearing in mind, my mum is a high-risk person herself, but she's still going out and swabbing people. Like, I don't know. We went to see her. She looks absolutely fucking knackered. Like, she's rushed off her feet. So we just brought her a bunch of flowers and took them round to her. She said, "Do you want to come in for a cup of tea?" Like, no, we're not coming in. Like, we would drop these off and just as a bit of a pick-me-up sort of thing. I have a quick chat. Like, we're standing outside her house, she's standing in the house. Just to see her. And it's just like, I don't know, it's fucking hard. This whole situation shit. But yeah, like, that's my mum. Like, and I said, no, I'm not going to come in for a cup of tea because I just want to be safe. And you don't know who's looking out their windows, and they might go, "Oh, she's just had someone in."
Exactly. Yeah. Because I think there was a thing about, at the beginning of this one where they were almost wanting to encourage the tattling on your neighbours and stuff, wasn't there? There was like someone mentioned it, whether it was Boris Johnson or whether it was someone else. And I just thought, that sounds like the fucking Stasi, doesn't it? Where, in communist Russia or something, they'd be, your neighbours would inform the KNVD and they'd be round to arrest you.
It is. It's Big Brother. It's the Big Brother state. It's fucking in Equilibrium, which is a great film, by the way. They sort of tell them. It's that classical, the government are getting your neighbours to spy. And there's been many, many times I'm like, I'm going to put on his fucking phone and report them. But I didn't, because I don't want to be that. Exactly. I should. You should, because... But you just know, you get the police will go around and they go, no, they live here. And the police will be like, oh, okay, cool.
Just take it easy. Because there's no way that they can prove it.
That's fucking, nah. Yeah, I've had enough of it. But my climbing gym's opening on Wednesday night. And one of my friends texted me about going, and I'm like, nah, I'm not rushing back there. Until our numbers start coming down, I'm not going back there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think knowing that the numbers are as high as they are around here and going up, it's...
Oh, no. It's frozen. Why is it frozen? Hey. Right, it's recording now. As my internet just dropped out for some reason. I don't know what happened.
It was you, was it? I wasn't sure, because obviously my video kept going and yours froze. But if mine froze on yours and you kept going, then it wasn't sure who the...
Yeah, no, my video was good. That says my local side, isn't it? But yeah, the connection just dropped and I went upstairs and it was just like no lights on my room.
Right.
What the fuck happened there? It's sorted now.
So is that bit that's rendering out? Is it that?
No, yeah, it's converting, yeah.
Thank God for that.
Yes. Yes, I know. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Something about the numbers going up and the fact that it's not worth going out and doing anything, and that Christmas is going to be a little bit of a letdown this year.
Yeah.
Which
How do we end this on a positive?
Yeah, no, I know. Tell me about it. Well, if you want to laugh, go and Mike Tyson took part in an exhibition match last night with oh God, I had the page open just a minute ago, but I've shut it down since our last thing. Anyway, Mike Tyson, 57-year-old Mike Tyson, took on 51-year-old
somebody else.
Yeah, Roy Jones Jr.
Okay. I saw something about Tyson and Jones Jr. Yeah.
And the bout was commentated on by Snoop Dogg.
Oh wow!
Go watch that video.
Should we? Are we gonna? Maybe after the podcast, we'll give it a watch.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, there's one particular bit. It's funny as fuck because there was also an undercard that featured Logan Paul and someone else, and he was commentating on that as well. Because
Yeah.
But yeah, I will. We'll have a little listen to that later on, I guess, if we can make it work. I might just have to play it through my phone down the line rather than because you know how things worked when we tried to play games on here before.
Yeah, but streaming. No, because when we did the whole recording,
we did the Tenet
reaction
trailer, didn't we? And that didn't work either. So
we'll
figure something out.
Yeah, we'll sort it.
Yeah, just as something to lighten the mood, go listen to the snippets of Snoop Dogg commentating on Mike Tyson and Roy Jr.'s match. It's good fun.
Oh, brilliant! No, I can't wait to see that. Yeah, we'll give that a go. Have we done anything else? What we're doing? No, I mean, like The Crown. We're working our way through Series 3 to get to Series 4.
All right, yeah.
Such a good show, man.
It is. It's good fun. It's complete confection, but it's really good fun. It's a soap, basically. It's a soap that kind of,
involves the royal family.
Yeah.
I imagine their life is a bit like that as well.
Well, you would think so, yeah. And
it's what makes you feel sympathise with Prince Charles and.
Well, yeah, and then Diana in Series 4 because that's one of the main bits of 4.
Yeah,
I think we're on episode 6. I think we've just finished on that. So yeah.
But the actress they've cast as her looks.
Oh, it's
the part. It's crazy.
Unreal, isn't she? Yeah.
And I fucking love Olivia Colman, man.
Yeah.
Olivia Colman is fantastic. So good.
And Helena Bonham Carter as well.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Princess Anne and Princess Margaret is just like even in the first 2 series. The first 2. Was it 2 series with the young Queen?
Yeah, I think it was 2. Yeah, and then the third one is Olivia Colman, and the fourth one's Olivia. Yeah.
Yeah. So even the original Princess Margaret was just great. Like And Helena Bonham Carter's good. I really like Princess Anne as well.
Yes, yeah.
She's so like I just didn't realise what she was like.
I think she's my favourite character in it. I think whenever she's on the screen, I think she's always got a good little withering line here.
Yeah, she's brilliant. It's honestly like when The Crown first came on, the reason we didn't watch it when it first came out, I was just like. Show about the royal family. That's not good. And I'm watching now. I'm like, that's just so good. It's not what you expect it to be at all.
No, it's really well put together. I know that like people take issues with some of the placing of certain timelines and things like that, and that but that's the point of adapting anything to make a storyline.
Yeah,
something. It's not supposed to be a documentary. It's a drama.
It's like did I mention when I first started the company I'm at now, and I shared a GIF, like somebody said something, and I shared a reaction GIF, and it was a Hamilton GIF. And then somebody put in there, goes, "Well, Hamilton's not historically accurate anyway, and there's no you know, they don't mention slavery in it. Like, they do mention slavery. I just commented back. I'm like, well, thank fuck they don't teach it in history class then. Like, it's not also, supposed to be historically.
Rap hadn't been invented. Rap was the 70s, then 1970s, not 1770s.
Yeah, and it's like, wow, this musical isn't historically accurate, is it? Okay, cool. Like, what? Oh, this Netflix documentary is taking some liberties with its writing, is it? You mean there wasn't somebody in the room when they had that conversation, like, to write down exactly what was said?
Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it? It's like, just be happy that you're being entertained, and if you're not, don't fiction. Watch it. There's so much else. On reality. Yeah, there's so much else out there that you can go and watch and not be offended by.
Yeah, it's not historically accurate. Doctor Who's my favourite programme.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of TV, and I know that you're a fan of the show, as am I. Bill Bailey, huh?
I've not been watching it.
Have you not?
No.
Oh,
but I'm hearing fantastic things about him.
Yeah, lithe.
Really?
Live.
Really good, yeah?
Supple. Yeah,
people have been saying it's really good. I keep meaning to watch it because, I've been watching I'm a Celebrity.
Right.
Which is, they're in a jungle in Wales. Cause
they're stopping that early, aren't they?
Like 2 days, I think, or a day or two. Okay. Like, it's a day or two less than normal. But, no, it's a really good series, actually. The characters, the cast, the campmates, I don't know. The people they've got in there, I don't want to say celebrity, although they are. I mean, Victoria Derbyshire is in there.
Right.
Lovely. She's so good. Such a lovely lady. She even told the story about when she, what was his name? Jeremy Hunt. About that slip up. She told that story.
Oh, right. Yeah.
She couldn't die. Couldn't Jeremy Hunt live on telly. Yeah. She told that story. But the crew they got in there this year, they're really good. Like Shane Ritchie, Vernon Kay, Mo Farah's in there.
Oh, they're like proper people then.
Yeah, like Victoria Derbyshire's in there.
So not the entire cast of Geordie Shore and Love Island.
No, I mean the only people in there that you probably wouldn't call. I mean they had Holly. I forget her surname. She was the gold medalist for javelin in the Paralympics.
Bleasdale.
I can't remember her surname, but she was in there. She got voted out. The only people in there that probably you wouldn't call celebrities, although they are in their own right, is Giovanna Fletcher, who is the wife of the singer of McFly, but she's also an author and a big podcaster as well. Right. She's in there. So, and one of the dancers from Strictly Come Dancing is in there. So you'd probably be like, meh. Yeah. And a Radio 1 DJ.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You got the sort of usual suspects in there. But they're all really good. Oh, and a Coronation Street actress, EastEnders actress. But they're all really good. Just great fun to watch. Like, it's one of the best series I think I've seen for a long time.
I wonder if that's because they're setting it in the UK and they don't have to travel all the way to Australia.
I think it's the people they've got as well, and because it's a completely new environment
what I mean.
as
like,
well.
Maybe
it's all new as well. It's like a new environment. Like the trials are pretty much the same, Ant and Dec are the same, but they're not being so. Don't want to say they're not being so serious, but they look like they're having a lot more fun.
Right.
This year, Great British Bake Off was a fucking farce. That final, wasn't it?
Yes. I mean, how the hell that Gravesend lass got through to the... I have no fucking clue. Like,
I liked her, though. I wanted her to... Like,
fucking complaining the whole time.
In the final, I was just kind of like, I want her to win because I like her. But what pissed me off about it is like every week when they were voting people out, it was based on what they did that episode.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, but in that final, Peter was not the best baker. So how the fuck did he win? Like, if you're going to base it on the series as a whole, yes, Peter probably was the most.
Yeah,
he wasn't even the most consistent. That Mark wasn't as good a baker as Peter, but he was the most consistent throughout the show.
Yeah.
So if you're basing it on the entire show, then he should have won. If you're basing it on that episode, then sorry, but Laura probably should have won on that episode. Like the only she like her first round was complete shit, but the last 2 rounds were better than she was better than anyone else. How the fuck did Peter win?
Because he was good throughout, I think, and they disregarded the it was not a good series, I don't think, this year.
No,
like there were some wrong decisions made in most of the last. Yeah.
And I don't understand. I know it's a thing they do, but how can I say, like Paul Hollywood, he must. I suppose the pile of money he sleeps on probably helps, but how the fuck he can say with a straight face, these are the best bakers we've ever had?
Yeah,
I don't know how he can fucking say that with a straight face.
No,
they were all pretty shit compared to some of the others you've had in previous years. Like, I don't know. It was a farce, man. But,
but we're so het up about it.
Reality too. I want my Genoese to look like fucking Genoese.
If you're going to put a shiny chocolate thing, I want to see my fucking face in it.
Yeah. If you're going to fucking glaze that French fancy, mate. Oh, those Horn of Plenties, mate. What the fuck was that all about?
Oh, mate, that was hilarious. There was only one that was any good. And then there was, which one was it who put it up and it looked like a flaccid
penis.
Cock?
Yeah. That was either Peter or Mark, I think. Yeah. I think hers was the one that was the right way round.
That's right, yeah.
But she was pretty piss poor most of the time as well.
Yeah, she was getting a lot of praise for stuff that she really didn't deserve. But, not that I can bake.
But still.
No. But I can judge from the armchair.
Fucking right, yeah. That's it. That's what
we're not into sport. We're into baking shows.
Competitive baking.
That's what I love. Like, I know that we don't talk about it a lot on this, but I know that both of us are quite into it.
Yeah. Yeah, bit of MasterChef, bit of Great British Bake Off.
Nice to pull that curtain back every now and then.
I'm there for it. Fucking reality show. What a shit. Did you watch Great British Bake Off?
Yeah.
Reality TV is
it's just
like this. I like stuff like that. There's a point to it, but things like Geordie Shore and Made in Chelsea, The Only Way is Essex, I can't.
Scripted reality.
I'm not there for that. If I want to watch people's lives, I'll go on YouTube and watch vloggers, And even that's sort of like only the good bits, but
yeah,
at least they're filming what they're doing day to day, sort of. But yeah, like give me competitive baking, competitive cooking.
Someone showing off a skill.
Somebody eating a fucking smoothie that's made from like a pig's anus.
Yeah,
I'm there for that. It's fucking funny. You should watch that if you can. Just that trial.
I've never.
It's awful. It makes you want
my stomach.
Yeah, it makes you want to, especially because it settles.
Yeah.
Before they serve it up, it settles. Sorry, mate.
It's got a skin.
Anyway, yeah,
in more than one way.
It's like thick at the bottom because it just. It's awful, but it's great fun to watch people do it and heave and throw up and awful. Anyway, should we go record something for our patrons?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Sorry, regular listeners, but this is all you're getting.
Yeah, this sparkling chat.
No.
It's tough to.
Or you're welcome. For us ending
one
it.
Or the other. It's tough to keep a positive on things at the moment, but there are things that you can find that make things slightly easier, I think.
Trash TV.
Trash TV. It's junk food for the mind.
It is, yeah. I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, again, it's amazing seeing what influencers and celebrities are actually doing. Like the way people have adapted as well, like online stuff, and it's fantastic to see what people can do. Like, I think it's showing people what they're capable of. Like, this has taught you, hey, you can be productive at home and you can get stuff done at home. like that's what you're managing to do from it, and yeah, it's good. It's really good, and it's working. Not as quickly as you'd hoped, but I think it's going to be like an exponential thing. You've got this one or two things going, and it's just probably going to.
Yeah, hopefully.
People see that you're out there, and
yeah.
as soon as you get a bit more experience and you know how to approach it as well.
And trying to get podcasting as a thing, just podcast editing, because I enjoy doing that. I know that once you start doing things as a job, it doesn't necessarily retain that level of enjoyment, but it's something that I know that I can do, and it's something that people seem to want other people to do for them, you know.
I was worried that working on a computer, because I like computers, I like technology and figuring things out. I was worried doing it as a job would sort of drain me and make me not want to do it. But in actual fact, the more I'm doing it, I'm loving this problem solving. Like, oh, this is happening on this site. Why is this happening? And then just figuring out, oh, if I tap this in, oh, look at that. That shows me this information that I need to know. It is good. And I think with podcast editing, it'd be good as well. You'll be like, how can I get this to sound right? And then you'll find something that'll make it work. Yeah, it's something that you're interested in. It's something that you can always find something new to improve upon. And it's that satisfaction like we had early on when we figured out when we were doing a little bit of editing, we need to join these two bits up. Yeah. And getting it to sound natural. Yeah, I still get that every now and then. Like there's a few edits in the Undertones episode where I've edited in the middle of a word. Yeah. Oh, wow. And you won't tell. I'll tell you what was really interesting, because I think I watched your video that you posted on LinkedIn, the Fiverr video, and I thought it was really interesting hearing the raw, uncut part, like how you approach the recording. Like if you fluff and you just go, right, stop, and keep, like you take a slight pause. I imagine you're tapping M as you do it. Marker. No, actually, no. Oh wow! When I do the raw file, I just continuously record that for as long as it takes me to read through the entire script. And then you go and listen to it. And then I go back. Oh wow! And edit the stuff out, which is probably why it takes too long. But you know, again, but if I was doing it, yeah. So I always wondered how you approached it in that sense, like, because I know a lot of places go back and start the sentence again and read the whole sentence, whereas sometimes I'll do that. I'll do that. I suppose it depends. It depends whether I can hear, because equally the longer we've done this, the longer I can choose, like the more you realize you know that there's like a breath, you know where the inflection is, you know where the break is, and so you know you don't have to always go straight back to the beginning of a sentence. You can sometimes go to a word where there's a gap between two words, and then you can smash those two bits together. But I like the way you did that video as well. It's really good because you sort of show how things work. Well, that's it, and also the fact that I recorded it on a dodgy lead as well. Yeah, and by the way, this whole thing was recorded on a lead with crackle in it, and here's what that sounded like, and this is what I've done to this as well. Yeah, and this is how it sounds now. Yeah, it's really good. I like it. I liked it. I thought it was really a good way to showcase it. Yeah, that's what I hope, and I think that's what people are kind of seeing. Yeah, it might even be worth your. I don't know if you'd feel the same way about it, right? Rather than podcast it and just editing, just general audio editing for like narration and stuff as well. Like, interesting. It's good. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's for any kind of commercial use, isn't it? Like if you need a voiceover done over the top of something, then it still needs to be edited together, doesn't it? So cleaned up and stuff. That's cool. Right. Anyway. But yes, there are reasons to be positive, and it's largely junk TV. But also trying to find those things that you can do and make happen. The amount of home businesses that have shot up, like people with on my Facebook, it's crazy. Like you say, it's people realizing they can do things and being forced into action. And I think that's good. That's going to be a good thing that comes out of this. Hopefully, you know. Hopefully people don't go back to their lazy ways. Indeed, yes. Even though there is a massive call to go back to normal. Yeah. Not going to happen for a few months, I can tell you that. Mate, I said on one of our calls at work, I said next summer. That's where I'm looking. People are going spring, next spring. And I'm like, nah, it'll be summer. I reckon. We frozen again. For fuck's sake.
Oh,
hang on.
You're back.
Yes. I've just got your text come through. I just switched over to the Wi-Fi, I think. Anyway, yes.
Let's finish this episode.
Really? Let's do it.
And get the fuck on to another recording.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just saying about next summer, but the earliest or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. We'll see what it comes out like in the edit, shall we?
Yeah, let's see. I've got all the recordings, so my stuff will still be there, I think.
Yeah.
Right, cool. Speaking of editing. Right.
Right, catch you in a bit.
Yes.
Yeah, until, what will it be, 2 weeks' time?
Yeah.
Midway through December. Fucking hell, it will be the
Christmas
we'll have to do 2 then, because the next one after that will be the 27th.
Oh, for fuck's sake. All right.
We shouldn't have had that week off last week.
Bye.
Bye.